Hello.
Okay. Hello, summoners. Welcome to another pulse pounding, lightning inducing, tower ascending episode of A Monster Rancher's Guide to Summoner's War. I am the wind event. I'm sorry, I am the winter event. Grinding AztecOlmec, but it wouldn't be a proper episode if I did not have the wind monster, Lightstar777 with me.
Hello, fellow summoners and ranchers out there. How are you all doing today? Aztec, as always, how are you, my friend?
Let's be really honest. I've been in a little bit of a slump of, not posting too much on IG, not responding too much on Discord, but I got a nice little injection of inspiration by watching a really old series of movies called Pirates of the Caribbean. Army Hearties.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
I've never seen them.
Oh, nice.
That's right. I've never seen them. I watched the first three, but you brought me back to to one of the scenes, the very first scene in the first movie, where Jack Sparrow is literally on a sinking, small little dinghy of a ship. It sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and he kind of just steps off onto the whatever port he's on and just keeps moving. And that was a really important scene to watch because it really pumped me up and saying whatever happened, you can just keep stepping, keep moving forward, stiff upper lip. And, pirates, they literally had to build their fortunes out of their own effort. So that's what we're doing. We're building this whole, I guess you could say, brand out of our own effort independently. And that really gave me a shot in the arm. And of course, having a good friend like Lightstar will definitely do that also. So I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better
awesome.
now.
I am super stoked to hear that, my friend.
Thanks for.
You know what? What's funny is the first one of those movies came out when we met, and we had very different reactions. Yes. You avoided it like the plague, and I watched it and thought they were hilarious.
They're not bad. They're not as bad as I thought they were going to be. They're actually pretty good. I'm on the fourth one right now, and I think there's 5 in total. The last one coming out in 2017. So I'm enjoying them. I didn't think I would like them this much, but I'm really liking them a lot.
Nice. That is awesome to hear, my friend. As far as topics today, everybody, we are going to keep it a little bit loosey-goosey, and we have a couple of things. We are going to talk about the winter mission event, of course. As we did not get to talk WandaVision last week, we are going to talk about WandaVision this week.
And talk some WandaVision, absolutely.
We are going to do a spot check on where we are in our respective Sky Islands and what we are doing. We are going to, I have a little bit of my newbie-like advice for anybody who's playing Genshin. And we were going to talk some Elite Ace Combat and TIE Fighter X-Wing kind of throwbacks. So
squadrons, yeah.
We're just we're running the gap, and of course we are going in order. We are now on to our favorite wind monster. So why don't we start there? Yeah. Aztec, what would be your favorite wind monster?
This is one of the easiest choices that I've had in a long time.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw him right up on the screen. And my still favorite wind monster is my wind samurai, Kaito.
Nice.
Just is. No reason, just because he was my first farmer after I fed my lapis. he's just the guy. You know, he kind of reminds me of there was a character from Bleach, kind of with the same haircut. I just don't remember his name. He had hook swords, I forget, but he has similar. And then on top of it, in Demon Slayer, which is a newer anime, there's also a lightning sword wielding samurai type who is such a sad sack. But regardless, he just keeps coming. Kaido just keeps coming back in different forms.
Right.
Like I said, he was my first farmer. He was clearing, helping me clear dungeons. He was my rep monster for a while, and
Nice.
he's still just one of my favorites. Like, he just is my second, easily. This is a real no-brainer. My second on the list of favorite wind monsters is Naomi, the wind martial cat. Especially with her second awakening. She reminds me of my actual cat, Daenerys. Yes, I named one of my cats after a Game of Thrones character.
She lives up to it.
If you didn't notice the Spider-Man T-shirt and the Summoner's War hat, definitely a geek. So yeah, Daenerys is name of my cat, my real cat, but Naomi is definitely my wind monster of right after Kaito. A close third would be Tiana, the Wind Polar Queen. She just kind of shuts down everything in the arena.
Yeah.
She
Look at
basically
you having every character I want.
But Tiana would be my third on the list of wind monsters. Tiana's awesome. She doesn't really need too much explanation. She is a ridiculous beast in arena. So yeah, those are my three. Yeah, I really like those three a lot. There's more nostalgia with Kaito rather than like overwhelming DPS or anything like that. But
right.
You just I don't know, your first couple of monsters you really just hold on to. It's just that simple.
That is awesome.
Were your favorite?
See, mine is not. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I should say Leo only because he was my first Nat 5 that I got, but I still have yet to 6-star him, so I kind of feel like that's also a lie if I say it. So, but
not necessarily. You can like him.
Oh no, I mean,
doesn't mean you don't like him.
I probably will love him when I actually build him, but as of now, he is Storage Defense Force leader extraordinaire. But I would say,
absolutely.
And I know it's a very toxic 3 for my top 3, but it would be Gani, Hathor, and Tyrannus. Like that would make my 3. Just the ones who torment every, who troll every single, imaginable team out there. Like they troll everything and everybody. Like they're very toxic, and people hate fighting them because if you have a fast Gani, you get out ahead of them. They're not really going to, like, you may like be nibbling at them like ducks, just. But eventually you're going to get them. You're just going to get them. It's just going to be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know it's a very toxic one. I feel like if I had a fourth, I would pick Lucian. Only because, I mean, Lucian is the kind of monster that just across the board, I use him so many places. Like, he's part of my Toa team. He's part of my Toa heroic team. He's usually a farmer in almost every dungeon that I do. He's he's just so universally good that I would be holden to the truth if I didn't say Lucian was up there. So
Holden, that was an Expanse reference. I like that. That was good.
Remember the can't.
But remember the can't. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm that's awesome that you picked Lushan. I like Lushan a lot. My Lushan is not as weighty or fat as I'd like him to be, but yeah, he's definitely an awesome unit, and he looks like the Joker. I mean, come on, like there's no, you know.
Why
But
so
just to
serious?
piggyback,
Let's put a smile on that face.
I cannot pronounce. I cannot pronounce this wind
Cichlid?
mermaid's name. I call her Chi-Chi.
Oh, okay.
Or Cichlid or Chi Child. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's awesome.
See, child, see, you know, it's okay, child. See, you go ahead. It's okay.
I apologize to everybody for that. But yeah, that's
I
awesome.
got nothing.
You know, wind units are some of the best units in the game. You know, I really want a Ganymede just to kind of round out my Fairy King. You know, my Fairy King army.
Triana,
I already have Daphnis and Samantha. I hear you. I hear you. But,
I really want Daphnis.
That's awesome, man.
I really want Velajuel. I really want Vanessa. Keep scrolling. I'll tell you all the other monsters you have. I want the Water Monkey King. I would like that. That would be nice.
I have Vanessa. Do I have Vanessa?
Wow.
I don't have Vanessa. Do
Just
I?
wow. You should go look. Yeah, you do.
I'm a bad monster daddy.
I'm pretty sure you have it. You know what? Let's go to your island.
Where did I put Vanessa? Oh. No, that's Ophelia. I don't know where she is. She's somewhere. That's Brandia.
Wow.
She's not even a win unit. But anyway.
Wow.
Enough about Vanessa. I want to hear your progress on this new wintertime event.
Okay, so up until I talked to you while we were getting ready for the pre-show, I was very angry at the event.
Right.
Because of the second part, I believe. Whatever this one was, where you get the scrolls and the 10 and the reappraisal stone. I thought that was you had to get those daily, like you had to get 10 daily to get that. And I was like, that's really challenging to get, you know. But I now see that it's cumulative.
Just the daily missions, the 400 energy.
Right, and I see now that it's cumulative, so you know, I'm doing fine. I'll be fine. I'm about to hit my 8th one soon in about 5 more arena battles.
Nice.
You know, guild content might be the next one, but otherwise Kairos will be what I do. But I farm the Rift Beast so much more, so I'll probably get the 2 or the 300 even for my last 2. But once I talked to you and I actually looked at it and read it and realized that that's a cumulative 10 missions, I was happy. I was way more relaxed about the whole thing. So yeah, it is a pretty chill event. It is pretty nice. I still
just energy. Just
I still cannot tell
earn some energy
if this event is going to make me happy or sad. Like the D-Day event. Like all I can think is that there's going to be some other event that comes up in correlation with that, where, because I think there was something like that before, where there was an anniversary event and you had opportunities to earn coins after the event started. Because I think this was similar to something that did happen before. Because otherwise you won't have enough to buy everything on the board. And as you know, I hate any event that doesn't let you buy everything on the board with due diligence.
Hey, you're a completionist.
I really am. My Pokemon collecting nature really doesn't like leaving anything on the table.
I hear you. That's fine, but I'm sure they're going to give us more opportunities to collect these coins.
Yeah, I mean that's what I kind of pieced together once I added it up and realized that you wouldn't get enough to buy the board. I figured there has to be something. There has to be some way, somehow, that you are able to do that, to get, more of these coins. So while we don't know it yet, I'm positive it's going to come up at some point. So
I'm sure.
yeah. But yeah, no, I like this event after talking to you. I was stressed out because I didn't know how I was going to make 10 missions a day. But then when I talked to you, you set my mind at ease. So winter event, not a problem.
That's what I do.
And I'm building my third Lucian
Very
up
cool.
as we speak. I woke him and everything, so that was great. Makes me think the next time those Lucian transmogs come through, I might get one.
What are you going to use 3 Lucians on?
I don't know.
That sounds like a pretty wicked arena team. I mean, guild team.
Well, I
3
mean,
Lucians, 3 fat Lucians at once. That might be.
but I mean, also 3
crazy.
fat Lucians. If you think of it in terms of a Toa normal team, like basically everything is 3 waves. So basically, if the AI doesn't drip out in actuality, it should be like S3, S3, S3. You're done, and you move on from the floor. So I could see using that as like a speedy team to get through the waves.
Very, very, very cool. That's a great idea and something that I can consider because I'm pretty sure I'm sitting on 3, if not 4 Lucians, but I would have to check.
I believe you have 4. The last time I checked.
Yeah. I think I do have 4, so that's cool. That's a real good idea.
And in the back burner, I am
what I'm working
hoping to get like 5 Skogals before that weird team that we saw before. So that is something else that's in the back burner somewhere.
Oh, very cool. What am I working on? I don't even. I'm still trying to 2A Sath, and not Sath and what's the
Melia?
the dark the dark Grim Reaper, which is
hold on,
doesn't ring a bell, but
hold on,
yeah,
I
I'm
have him
still
right
trying
here.
to 2A
Thrain.
my Grim Reapers.
Thrain.
Thank you. I came to bring the Thrain. So yes, I'm still trying to 2A those 2 guys. Slow going, of course. I haven't been farming like I should be. However, we already discussed the water Ninetales, and she's doing a lot better than now that I put some halfway decent runes on her. She's doing a lot better. So yeah,
nice.
That's what I'm working on. That's what I'm messing with.
Nice.
Ninetales and Grim Reapers.
And I really do need to build
but
up.
I definitely want to hear.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I definitely want to hear your because I'm a super noob in Genshin, and I would love to hear some of your tips and tricks in order to progress in Genshin.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is pure noob talk. Of course, I'm sure anybody would have figured any of this out before, but something that it wasn't immediately obvious to me is they have the little book where you can complete chapters and you get rewards, but there's also a commissions tab and an enemies tab. And what I found out was, like, I always thought like all of those bosses and enemies on that tab needed original resin to collect any rewards from them. But what I found out was there's
so
a
original
lot.
resin is kind of like energy. It's
sort of. So it recharges its a currency, and basically to get like good rewards in the game, like there's boss monsters that reset every week, and to get a reward from them, you have to give 60 of this resin. And you can only hold 160 at a time. And it recharges pretty slowly. But, like, they give you in-game items that you can exchange for, like, 60 of it. So, I mean, I have a lot that I could go out and do a bunch of those and just farm them all day if I wanted. But I've been... Okay. What I've been doing is, like, I'll do my daily, like, the commissions, which that's really great. Like, doing the commissions every day is really good to just, you know, knock some things out. I tried to do the bounties and the 3 missions for the reputation. I've already gotten Mondstadt maxed out, and now I'm working on Liyue. So the advice really would be that I've gotten into farming rare supplies every other day. So that'd be like your glazed lilies, your Noctilucous jade, your Jungyung chilies, your the mushroom, the Philothrum mushrooms. But, like, there's all these items that you can get, but they have a respawn timer of, like, 2 days. So I end up going and doing those, like, every other day. I'll go and I'll do my farming, basically. I'll go and run around, and I have this lap that I do. And the more I've done it, the more I know exactly where I'm going. I know I'm going to spawn out to this point. And that's the other thing. Like, when I was very early in the game still, I made it a point to try to get to every warp point and unlock it. And once I unlocked it, it made it a lot easier for me to get around and start to learn the world. And that has been very good as well. Gotcha. But the thing about the enemies tab is Oh, sorry.
Oh, I had a really quick question. How do you unlock the newer parts of the map, like Liyue and stuff like that? Do you just have to do all of the events in the original section?
So and this is going back a little bit, but as far as I remember, you can go back, like, you can basically walk to Liyue, and you can unlock, like, warp points as you go. But it's not until you touch the statues of the 7 that you unlock parts of the map that you can see it. But I ended up doing that when I got there. There were a few quests that I did that didn't make a lot of sense because I was in that area before I finished Mondstadt. So like, that was, like, as long as you're not jarred by, like, inconsistent story elements, like, it was fine that I went there. But, like, the thing that has really helped me a lot lately is, so right now, all of my characters that are on my primary team are all the Ascension. Like, I'm not to the world rank 50 yet, so, like, I'm not AR 50 yet.
Right.
But every character is now maxed out. Like, they're all level 70 or higher, and I have been collecting all of the mats so that as soon as I get to world level 50, I can do their last ascension and all of that. Same with their weapons. Like, and that's the thing about the enemies tab is what I found out was you can go to the enemies tab and you can actually pick what, like, it'll show you what potential drops they're going to do, and a lot of them are like weapon ascension materials. Some of them are character ascension materials, and what I have found through doing that is, like, they will mark it on the map. So, like, I'll go and it'll be like a Fatui mage, and I click on that, and it will put a marker on the map, and I just warp over there, and I find it, and, like,
that makes it a lot more simple.
Right. So, like, before, it was just like I would wander around and I'd be like, oh, okay, I bumped into one, and then I'd get it. But, like, it was so slow going to get the materials that I needed to level up each character. So, for me, like, that I would say is, like, one of the biggest things is use that book. Like, use that book and focus on your
problem.
characters. Like, I mean, it's really cool when you get a new character. Like, and I mean, and this is kind of speaking like cart is back behind the horse. Like, because I did it the right way, I guess. Because I mean, the thing was, I got lucky and I got like die luck from one of the banners. So, and I mean, he is now my main damage dealer. I mean, like he can do like between 4,000 and 7,000 damage to people every swing. So he is beefy.
What team are you running with him?
So I have Dialek and always Fischel and Barbara. That's my main three. Yes. And then I swap out the fourth based on what I need. So I have my Bennett is level 70. He's ascended, so he can level up to 80. And my...
excellent.
What's her name? The chef. The one with the pole arm. Xingli? Yeah, I think Xingli. Something like that.
Xingli, that's it.
Xingli.
She has the fire teddy bear.
Yeah, the fire teddy bear. So I will use her sometimes. Her. Yes. And then on the back burner, I'm leveling up Zhongli because he is a Geo character, and I only have the Traveler and him as Geo characters. But his thing is he gives you a lot of defense. So basically it's like those three until I get a better healer and basically a utility player who fills in the blanks for whatever I need. Now, if I'm going after something specific, I will always pick what I need for that situation. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter who's in that fourth slot. I can pretty much beat most of the things I go up against with whatever I have. So, I mean, I'm just that's the thing though, is like looking at what you need for your ascension materials for each weapon. Look at what your needs are for ascending your characters, and just use that book. Like if you don't have any more original resin and you don't want to burn, like basically like the fragile resin restores your original resin, and that's basically like the equivalent of crystals in Summoner's War. And if you don't want to spend your crystals basically on that, use that book and farm the things you're going to need going forward. Because like that's the thing, like I tend to play in the morning after I drop my wife off at work, and I usually have a little time before I have to go to work. And so I'll belt out my daily 4 missions for the commission. I will set up my people on expedition so that I'm always out there gathering supplies with some of my characters. And then
materials,
pretty much I'll burn through my 160 for my original resin, whether it be weapon ascension materials or whatever. And then as soon as that's done, I'll be like, okay, what do I need the most of for the next character I want to build up, or the next weapon I need to ascend, or... Because you can fuse kind of like moats in Summoner's War. I'll go out and I'll be like, oh, let me go get a ton of these like bone femur things, whatever. And then I'll fuse a bunch of them together no matter what level I get.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Like, using the book, that is my little newbie advice for Genshin, for anybody who wants to play it.
I appreciate it because I'm first step is I have to stop playing on mobile. My PC is on the way, which is great. Nice. And because you really need a controller or a keyboard and mouse to play Genshin. I mean, I don't know how people play on mobile. I'm not having the best.
I'm not even going to try it because of your experience.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you play on your PS5, which is awesome because you have. But I'm waiting. I mean, the nice thing is I can transfer my progress from mobile to PC,
which so, that is great.
I like play a lot more.
I think that is an awesome feature. I really hope they do that for PS5.
Yeah, I wish you could transfer. I wish you could transfer to PlayStation. You really can't because it's all the account's based on your email. So, but anyway. Thank you for the advice. I will definitely utilize that.
Yeah, and I mean, and like I said, it's just a nice thing because no matter what level you are, you can get monsters that are of your level, and if you end up getting like 1,000 of like the most common one, you can fuse them 3 to 1, build it up,
Right.
and you might be able to get the items you need for the last, like, ascension or something. And that's the thing. Like, I didn't really do a lot of the crafting, a lot of the like alchemy to like fuse things together at first. And
Right.
so like I would just go out and, like, again, I didn't really look at the enemy book, I didn't really look at any of that, so it took me a long time until I started getting to the point where I was like, oh, I just go to this, I click on the, whatever monster I'm looking for, and it'll show me where their one is in the world right now, and I just pop on over there and go beat him up. Okay, that works.
Just like that. So I will take that into consideration.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next topic. I don't know how many people that are listening in our audience know this, but Lightstar and I are flyboys. We fly high. We fly spaceships in Elite, and now I'm personally getting into Ace Combat, so I'm going to be flying a lot of exactly. We fly with our hostesses. So we're getting into a lot of these flying shooter type games.
Mm-hmm.
I can't call any of these real simulations, but they're fun. They're fun. Flying type games. But I've always been interested in fighter planes. As a kid, my dad took me to the USS Intrepid in New York.
Oh, nice.
And it's basically a decommissioned aircraft carrier. And I was blown away because, if this was a literal, boat that sailed around and, did all types of, things that aircraft carriers do. Mm-hmm. And ever since I was probably like 8 or so. I was probably like 8 or 9. I was a little guy. And
13
ever since then,
years
I've really
ago,
been
listeners,
interested in
can you believe it? 13 years ago.
Whatever. If you say so. But aviation, and in addition, my father-in-law is a aviation mechanic, so we talk a lot of flight things. So I'm really happy to not only play Elite Dangerous, but even Ace Combat. There's a lot of realistic aircraft and unrealistic aircraft.
Now, can I jump
Combat,
in real quick and ask you something?
Please. Absolutely.
Have you ever played like the flight simulator games, like like FS10, anything like that?
Not really. No, not like ACS. Way too complicated. You
didn't want to taxi and wait for clearance to take off, and
I got Elite for that,
and have a boring 9-hour flight to get from New York to Ireland
to get
or
shot
anything.
Down like AC. But yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with like things like Microsoft Flight Simulator and ACS, but just haven't really had that much interest in flight sims. I'm more of the arcadey flight shooter type person.
I love that. Me too. I mean, I like both, but I definitely I have recreated the flight that I took to go to Ireland the first time, where I met my wife. Like, I was just like, just for funsies.
So you actually flew that route?
Yeah. No, I had a down day, cool. So I mean, not down day. I wasn't down, but I mean, I had a down day. I wasn't doing much of anything, so I literally was like, what? I'm going to do it all. I'm going to leave from Orlando. I'm going to fly to Philadelphia, where my connecting flight was. I'm going to taxi to the gate. I'm going to wait there and refuel and everything else, and then I'm going to.
What were you playing?
I think that was Flight Sim 10.
Flight Sim?
Yeah. I think it was Flight Sim 10. Whichever one. I mean, it would have been like around 2006, 2007. So whichever one was out then. I think Gold, maybe.
Okay.
10 Gold. I don't know. But whichever one it was, that was why I would play it on my desktop. And, it was a lot of fun. Like, my favorite part was that there were people out there in the game who were actually role-playing as air traffic controllers. So they would be an air traffic controller somewhere, and like it wouldn't be the computer. It'd just be like,
Yeah.
Bruce. Oh, hey, Bruce. Yeah, I'm
random
flying
person.
through your area, and he's like, Roger, Roger. Maintain altitude 25,000 and bank slightly to 30 degrees northwest. Okay, Bruce. Have a great day.
Are you serious?
Roger, Lucky Ducky. Have a great flight. But like that I mean, when we
Very
talk
cool.
like video game communities, I have never seen the kind of both sides of commitment. Like the fact that yes, there's people who are willing to, I mean, let's be honest, bore themselves with a 9-hour flight to somewhere or longer. Like there are people who do like the Australia route and all.
Yeah.
But like the fact that there are people who are like, you know what, I'm not cheating it. I'm going to do the flight just as if I were doing it. And like they go for it, and like that's like
I gotta shout out. You did mention Australia. I do see the coral reef background, which I love. Just as a side tangent, I have a really funny Australia story.
Please.
At the coral reef, I was lucky enough to visit that when I was about 17, and it's an endangered park. Basically, you can't bring anything from there, but anyway, a couple of my people I was traveling with, they made the mistake of bringing coral home, and the coral is alive. You can't really do that. So all the coral died in their bag, and it smelled like heck trying to get through customs. They were stopped at customs. It was a whole
shocking
thing. But that just reminded me of that. But yeah, man. But it looks like. But anyway, we're going to be getting into Ace Combat. We're going to be going into the strange real universe of Ace Combat. And I'm starting to engineer some of my ships with an Elite Dangerous, and we're going to continue to talk more about these arcadey type flight. I really can't call Elite an arcadey type flight. It's about as real as a spaceship sim as possible.
Yeah, but, I mean, basically that's what it would be like.
Pretty arcadey.
Yeah. I really think Seriously. Elite is just spot on what it would probably be like.
Yeah. So I'm studying how to do some combat maneuvers like Immelmans and Split S's to not only make me better in Ace Combat, but hopefully better in Elite also.
Now, it's funny you say that, but
that cool message that it's summon o'clock.
Oh, yes, it is summon o'clock, but real quick to tack on to what you said,
yeah.
I also, when I used to play the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter games and Wing Commander and all that, I also studied actual flight combat techniques for those games. Like, so I actually, and they were really like, okay, well, I mean, this is how it would be in terrestrial flight, but this is how it would work in space because, inertia and all that. So, like, I definitely know about that, studying how to be an actual fighter pilot for video game gratification.
Yes.
Now,
awesome,
do you want to summon, or do you want to cram in 3 minutes of WandaVision talk, because we've put it off twice now?
Let's do 3 minutes of Wanda.
All right, guys, this is your warning, okay? This when you see this on the screen,
warning, spoilers.
This is going to be that there's spoilers, okay? There's spoilers. All right. Now, if you haven't gone away, all right, and 3 minutes, okay? I'm looking at my timer. All right. Spoilers start now. Okay, so here's my thoughts, okay? I think if anybody's read the comics, you have Sword. You have Sword on the helicopter. You have Sword on the symbol of your one's necklace this week.
Yep.
And I think the reason why it started off black and white is because Vision was black and white at the end of Infinity War. And I think Sword got his body, and they drafted Wanda to try to help bring him back again. Because, I mean, all I'm saying is Vision never acted like himself. Like, the fact that she had to, like, in the first episode be like, Vision, save him, and all of that, because he doesn't quite get it yet. He doesn't quite understand everything. Like, he's not his full self. And I think the thing is, like,
he's probably just a husk. It's just his body. It's just a shell.
Right. And I feel like they were Sword is trying to suppress Wanda a bit because they're afraid she will fall in love with the illusion too much and won't be willing to come back out again and face reality where, you know, it might not be all rosy and sunshine like the world that she's creating. Because she seems to have way too much control over her environment. Like, the fact that she could literally throw that girl out means she has to know, at least on some level, what is going on, that she is, you know, like, where she is and everything else. But also, like, the fact that she didn't quite recognize the symbol makes me think that, you know, they are trying to, like, keep her under wraps, so to speak.
Well, honestly, I'm a huge fan of old TV. My Favorite Martian. I saw a lot of references to, you know, My Favorite Martian, My Three Sons, Patty Duke Show. You know, I love
a
that
21-year-old folks loving these shows.
Whoever were the showrunners. I'm loving all of the references to these old classic TV shows, because honestly, when Nick at Night was in its infancy, that's what they used to play. They used to play these old black and white TV shows. So I would watch My Favorite Martian and things like that. And I'm seeing all of these, like, hints and throwbacks to those classic TV shows, especially in the first 2 episodes. And I don't know. I'm just loving the way everything is panning out.
Same. We have literally 7 seconds. Anything left?
No, we're gonna do our summon session
and we're
next
out.
Week.
Spoilers over.
Yeah, we will definitely do some summoning next week. No problem at all. But honestly, that wraps it up for this particular episode. Thank you for taking
we're not going to summon?
Thanks for...
No, we have 2.5 minutes left.
Do we have time?
I literally told you we had time.
We can We have. Then let's do that. If we can summon, we can summon in 2 minutes, right? We're old pros. We're old pros at this, right?
Yes,
we can do that.
All right. The worst.
So what are we doing? I have a light and dark and about 30 mysticals. What are we doing?
I have a light and dark, a legendary, and 11 mysticals. So I'm doing that. No exclusive summoning because there's only one monster I would want.
Yeah, no exclusive. I've actually stacked up on some exclusive stones, but just like you, I will definitely take a breather this week.
Nice.
And
you got to move faster, so you're burning into our summon time, man.
Can't have that. All right, I'm ready. Ready to go.
All right.
Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, and summon. Summon.
I'm going to get lightning today.
Dude, I got chasing. And of course, if anyone has been listening,
you choose a 4-star monster who broke the gate open. That's funny.
Tell me about it. So guess who's getting skill ups?
L&D, here we go. No lightning. Shocking no one. And, of course, the Light Elven Ranger, because I cannot ever get lucky enough to get the Dark Elven Ranger. Not once in my life. All right. Here's my lightning, setting it down.
I did my light and dark, and I got one of... I don't know what to say. A light beast hunter.
And I got a Ninetales fox. So see, everybody's disappointed here. Kidding! It's fine. Thank you for the skill ups.
I don't even think I can. What, Beast Hunter? I don't even think I can use them for skill ups. Jeez. That is a really waste.
Not if it's your first one. You know what? I have him.
Oh no.
I mean,
I have about 4 of them.
Just 4?
So I might as well build them, right? Because I got enough.
Yeah. I mean, HP on dungeons. Right,
I'm going to do this one last one.
Attack damage based on your speed difference with the enemies. Disturbing HP recovery for 2 turns. Branding for 2 turns. If they have higher max HP than you. And attacks an enemy ignores all damage reduction effects. He's not bad. He doesn't seem bad. Maybe he's bad.
Terrible. No, not at all.
One friend that uses it, and only 2 usages. Okay, Fire Horse.
Who knows?
Who knows indeed.
I remember getting him in my, I think my 3rd week, and knowing he was going to change the game for me. Fire Horse. It's a wrap for everybody. Who we shouting out?
All the usual suspects. Hyungan, Jack, Bagel Fart.
DSC Justin.
DSC Justin. Always love that guy. Everybody in our Discord. I'm sure we miss people sometimes, but we love all of you. And, of course, yes. Everybody over at Come To Us, the ones we know, the ones we don't, like, Evan, Seppi, Gigi, everybody over there. I know we talked about it a lot last week, but once again, I personally could not be any more excited or happy for this update coming up. So, I mean, just the fact that we can get to the point in this game where I could be doing everything for events like the one that's going on. I could be burning my energy I need to, and at the same time, I could be doing RTA and all that. Means I'll be stacking up so much activity-wise, it's not even going to be funny. So, for me, I just once again, a heartfelt thank you, for me at least, for this amazing update coming out.
Thank you, devs. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
always want to shout out my wife. Her gamer tags, Leo and Danny. Always got to shout her out. She keeps me grounded and sane.
I thought grounded because you're always in trouble.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. I've broken out of that cycle. Nice. But shout out Parker Elite Boxing. I definitely want to. Just happy that they're open again, so I can get a workout. DSC Justin, Nelly the God, of course, JD the Gamer.
Oh yeah.
And I want to shout out the real life Vanessa, who is our announcer, who hit me up not too long ago and just wanted to see how we were doing. So she's the voice. She's the one that says, "Now let's listen to 2 geeks talk about monsters." That's her. So big shout out to Vanessa. She's our she's the the real Vanessa. I want to shout her out.
The real.
And she's really interested in being on the show.
Oh,
she's
absolutely
interested in being on. So hopefully we can get her on the show, and you guys can actually see what she looks like. But definitely want to shout her out. Thanks so much to everybody.
Yeah, thank you all, and we hope you have a great week and you have much lightning.
Absolutely. Live long and prosper, everyone.
Peace and long life.